Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my best books of 2020. Currently, we are a couple days away from the end of the year, so I don't think any more books are going to completely blow my socks off. So I'm sticking with the ones I've got. I have 8 books here to talk about. I have not picked an overall favourite because I just couldn't. But all of these are tied for things that if you told me I had to reread it tomorrow, I wouldn't protest. One thing I will just mention, because you can see it here, I was gonna have my new little, not really a setup, I have a sign now that says Chloe Reads Books. So that is gonna be there, and I'm gonna be using it a lot more in videos as like a typical setup, which you may have seen videos like that come up already, and this might be jumping back a bit because of scheduling. So sorry if it looks a little bit disjointed in what content you're seeing. But yeah, let's just get stuck in. One thing I would like to say, if you're one of my closest booktube friends, then why don't you leave a comment or type in the comment box already what you think these favourite books are going to be, because I'd be really intrigued to know if anyone guesses them right. Let's just talk about them. So the first one I have here to talk about is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This one has been very hyped. A lot of people love it. I don't even know how I'm going to explain to you what this is about. We've got Patricia, who is like a kind of typical American housewife in the, when is this set? I want to say it's set in the 80s, but now my brain isn't quite working. I haven't re-looked at any of these books before talking to you about them, which may have been a mistake. But yeah, she's a typical housewife. She wants some excitement in her life, so she sets up a book club where they're going to read gritty novels. I'm pretty sure they read How to Skelter, the Charles Manson book at some point. Yeah, How to Skelter. So, the 90s, 80s to 90s. So they just want a little bit of excitement, and at some point a man arrives in the neighbourhood who Patricia believes is a vampire. The vampire content in this really isn't quite as much as you probably expect going in, but I just found this such a good atmosphere. I had such a good time reading it, even if it wasn't exactly what I expected, it really blew my socks off. Next, I have my only middle grade option. This one is an adult horror, just to give classifications as I go. My only middle grade is Wonder by R.J. Palacio. This was, wow, I can't believe I've never read this before. This is about August, who was born with a facial difference that prevented him from going to a mainstream school until now. He's about to enter 5th grade at Beecher Prep, and if you've ever been the new kid, you know how hard that can be. The thing is, Augie's just an ordinary kid with an extraordinary face, but can he convince his new classmates that he's just like them despite appearances? So I read this way back in May for Believeathon. It was always something I was putting off, but now I read it, I was in tears for quite a lot of this book. And it's just a lot about kids being kids and being more rude and hateful than they probably mean to be, and just learning to accept differences. And it was so emotional and I absolutely loved it. I would recommend this to everybody of all ages, but particularly if I would have read this as a kid, I feel like this could have been very beneficial for me, getting a grasp on how people can be different and how that's okay. So really recommend this one. Next, let's go for a YA fantasy. We have Ink by Alice Broadway. So this one, I don't see much talk about it, but it absolutely blew me away. This is a dystopian world, I guess. Maybe it's a dystopian more than a fantasy, where when you die, your skin is flayed and turned into a book, because while you've been living, you have tattoos for everything that happens in your life. It just says on the back, the truth will get under your skin. There are no secrets in Saintstone. Imagine a world where your every action, your every deed is marked on your skin for all to see, and Leora has something to hide. The Ink is a story about love, loyalty, and the desire to live forever. It's a tale that gets under your skin, and it really did. I wasn't that hyped about picking this up. I was just going to use it for a foiled cover prompt because, I mean, look at this amazing cover. and it really blew me away. I really want to read the sequel. I'm trying not to buy books. I did read it quite a while ago actually, so I don't know why I haven't picked up the sequel yet. Really want to. I don't know what else to say about this book. Then it was really good. I'm bad at these videos because I'm just saying, well, they were my favourite. Like, obviously, that's why we're here. Next, let's go for an adult literary fiction, I guess this is. That is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. This, oh my god, I did not have high expectations going into this. I've seen the movie and I absolutely loved it. So I just thought like the book was going to be a bit of a letdown in comparison because the movie has Robert Pattinson and the book does not, even though he is on the cover. Just words. This broke me. This is about Jacob Jankowski in the Great Depression in America, and he goes for his final veterinary science exams, and while he's doing that, or the timings are a bit different in the movie, and I've watched the movie again since reading this, but while all that is going down, his parents are in a fatal car crash and Jacob decides to run away. He has nothing and he jumps on the train of the Benzini Brothers Circus, and it's so good. My one favourite thing about the book is it was jumping to Jacob as an old man in a nursing home, and some of the commentary on that and how he was treated in the nursing home and how he felt by not being able to do what he wanted, eat what he wanted, and being treated like he was stupid and couldn't do anything for himself, and how that made him feel. That bit hit me really hard. So yeah, love it, absolutely love it. Next, where do we go from here? Let's go another, I believe this is a new adult fantasy because the main character is 19, so I believe that's new adult. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. This was one of mine and Brittany's book club picks it was September, and then I reread it again in October because I have no chill, and I read it and annotated it with all of my thoughts. I believe I just highlighted, I don't think I actually wrote in the book. Yeah, I just highlighted, but you can see I was having a great time. If you're for some reason unaware, this is a Beauty and the Beast inspired fantasy where there are fairies, and Feyre, our main character, is taken into the fairy realm from the fairy, it's basically England. Where's a map? It's basically England, and the humans have got to stay down here. Yeah, there's the wall. Humans got to stay down here, and all of these are different fairy courts. So Feyre is taken over the wall and has to break a curse that she's not aware of. I think I gave it 4.5 stars when I first read it for the book club, but then I upped it to a 5 and it made my favourite books of the year list because it's just such a unique take on the story, and I cannot wait to see where these books go. Annotating it was one of my favourite things, and it actually meant when I wasn't reading it for the book club, I sat and took a lot more information, I think, reading it again, especially talking to Brittany, having her explain things that were going on, and then I read it again, it made more sense, it sunk in, and I realised it was just me not taking my time with it the first time. So definitely made my favourites list, and if you would like to see mine and Brittany's full thoughts, I will link our live show in the description so you can go and check that out. Next, let's go for a YA contemporary, Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. So I don't think I'm ever going to be able to make a best books of the year video without a Jen Bennett book on there. This is the one that is actually the inspiration for mine and Brittany's book club name, because we are sisters approximately, and we both absolutely love this book and love Jen Bennett. So this one I have tabbed and physically written in, I've annotated it. I just switched to something that says, oh, I melted. Yeah, this one was such a good time. So this is about Bailey, who is a bit of a film nerd, and online she has made friends with somebody, I can't remember his name, Alex Approximately. So she makes friends with Alex, and she then moves out to the town where he lives to move in with her dad, but she doesn't tell him she's coming. And she doesn't tell him she's there. Then she is forced to work with an absolute, let's just say, idiot, Porter Roth, at her summer job at the museum. What more can I say? It says, but the only person I really see is standing against the ticket booths. Porter Roth, beautiful body, head full of wild curls, cocky smile, my arch nemesis. Such a fun time. really perfect. I read it in March, but I do still think this is a very good, it's just like a summer read, but I just don't read too much seasonally. But yeah, I would recommend this for like lounging about in the summer. Be perfect. Right, next, let's go for, what do we get? Oh, there's two amazing books looking at me. Let's do it. If you know me, you know this was on the list somewhere. It's Midnight Sun by Stephenie Meyer. This book made my 2020. It really did. This, if you're somehow unaware, is Twilight told by Edward's point of view. So it's just a retelling of the entire story. It was absolutely amazing. And I've been waiting how long for this book? I pre-ordered it. I think I screamed the day it came, like I received it. I do have a full reading vlog just for this. So again, I will pop that in the description if you'd like to check it out. My favourite thing about this book is, obviously I've read Twilight more than 10 times at this stage, like it really is silly. But Edward can hear people's thoughts. So by telling it from his perspective, yes, we're getting the same story, but we're getting everybody's story, which I found really interesting. There's quite a lot that happens between scenes that we're not aware of from Twilight, and I just think Stephenie Meyer did a great job with this. I will appreciate that it is just a way to get more money out of the Twilight fan base, but in this case I was very happy to part with it. And finally, this book really did some things to me this year, and it's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. So this was mine and Brittany's first book club pick. So again, live show will be linked down there. I annotated and tabbed. Did I physically write? I definitely highlighted and tabbed. I don't think I wrote words in here. I have to really be committed to a book to do that. I tabbed quotes, sad, and discussion points. So there's a lot of sadness in here, a lot of quotes I liked, to be honest. Let's pick one. Okay, this was my first quote I read that moved me, and I don't know why. It says, "So once you have money, once you can stop clinging to the rock and can climb atop it, what will you build there? When you stand upon the rock, what will you preach?" And I really enjoyed that. So yeah, this is about Alex Stern, who goes to Yale University, and she is part of the secret society known as Leith, which is Ninth House. And they are in charge of monitoring the activities of all of the secret societies that do anything with magic. It is such a fun time. I don't even know what more I can say about it. It's great. Stephen King says, impossible to put down. Would agree. I read this very quickly for the length of it, and the fact I was reading it for the book club. I just loved it. Again, what more can I say? It was a great book. So those are all the books that I said are my favourites of this year. Let me know if you think any are missing. What were your favourite books? Do you wildly disagree with any of my opinions? Apart from Midnight Sun, I know people are going to disagree with this, but I enjoyed it, okay? So really, on that note, that's all I have to say to you today. Thank you very much for checking this video out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.